Thanks to the supporters and channel member David Cooper. Folks, this really is your last chance now to order your Wembley FC shirts. By the time the next video comes out on Monday, they will have gone off sale. So if you want to get your order in, the link is at the top of the description below. You've got the home shirt and the away shirt available. They are awesome. You'll be very upset a little bit later down the line when we're winning the Champions League. You'll be very upset that you don't have a shirt. So you should get yourself a shirt, because unless we've sold 1,000 of them, we're probably not going to be putting them on sale again. So this is almost certainly your only chance to buy. Link at the top of the description. Go get your shirt sorted or you'll just be sad. Hello and welcome to part 25 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kev and we're top of the league. Come on then, wingers work. Who knew? Why didn't anyone tell me that my formations weren't very good over the course of the last few seasons? Since you were last with me, this is what's gone on. We've started the season really strongly. We've had a little bit of a wobble in the last couple of matches, but to be fair, they were both pointless cup games, so it's just got us out of the various pointless cups, which is good. We are already at a point for this season where we don't have to worry about any of this nonsense because we've been knocked out of all of them. It is just a league all the way through for the rest of the season. Yeah, the board might be a little bit miffed about what's gone on in the FA Vars, but as far as I'm concerned, let's just get a clear run at winning the league, finally getting promoted, and never having to look at some of these teams again. An example of them being Rayners Lane. We visited them on Google Maps twice now. Can't do it again. There's nothing new to see. That's the place the angry man was hanging around with his skateboard and his... in my head, he was wearing a skateboard and he had really spiky hair. Wearing a skateboard? Let's play a football match, shall we? And this is the team that we are going to be putting out there to play said football match. And we have made a couple of loan signings since that last episode, so let's introduce you to those first so it's not a team full of strangers. We finally have a big boy grown-up goalkeeper. Edward Banda is a 4-star goalkeeper. He's on loan from Dover for the season. I'm not going to say he is the only reason we're suddenly doing well, but he is a big part of the reason why we're suddenly doing well, so he's in. We've also got Andrew Sinnott, who is on loan from Concord. He's a centre-back and he's come straight into the team and he's looking pretty useful as well. And then we've got Al Amin Kosoko, who's on loan from Arsley, who is a central midfielder / defensive midfielder, mainly a central midfielder. Will fit right into our new look 4-4-2 system. As you can see, he'll be making his debut today and we are going to continue trying to bring in loan players because we can't exactly sign anybody. We're trying to loan youngsters out and get people to pay for them, while simultaneously loaning experienced top quality players in and paying them nothing. It seems an entirely reasonable thing for me to be trying to do. So this is the team. It's Banda in goal. A back four of Chadder, Turpin, Sinnott and Gray. Ever on the left-hand side. Kosoko on his debut alongside Franklin in central midfield, and then Odo on the right, who's actually been remarkably good as the latest 16-year-old to burst into the team. 7 starts now, 2 goals, 2 assists, averaging a 7.06. My plan wasn't to play 16-year-olds wide this season. Obviously, we've got Dialeva on the left, who's done a decent job. A 6.57. Is that even a decent job? But Odo has looked really, really good. I am surprised with how well he's taken to the team. And then we've got Beattie and Bayliss up front today, although to be fair, this is Anton Canerva's breakout season. 8 goals from 8 appearances so far, averaging a 7.61. We're just resting him. We're giving him a little bit of a rest because, to be fair, Beattie and Bayliss are playing very well as well. We're rotating the 3 of them around, although at some point I'm just going to have to pack that nonsense in and commit to Canerva. I think we are just going to put Russ Eddy on the bench ahead of Ben Wood, because why would we need an extra goalkeeper on the bench? That's madness. And let's head to Rayners Lane. Remember, Rayners Lane have traditionally been one of those teams that is there or thereabouts challenging for promotion with us at the end of the season. It's just a year or 2 ago that they were massive odds-on favourites for the title. It didn't really work out for them that season, similar to how it hasn't really been working out for us. But I'm sure they'll fancy their chances this year, just as we are currently. Although obviously we're the team currently in possession of that top of the table spot, with Rayners Lane hovering just outside the playoff spots. So, I mean, they'll end up only a point behind us if they beat us today. So they've got an awful lot to play for today as well. We're developing a little rivalry. I think Rayners Lane are definitely becoming one of our big early rivals of the save. And it would be nice when we do eventually get promoted. It'd be quite nice if they followed us for a bit, but they seem like a slightly less good version of what we are. So I imagine once we get out of this league, we'll forget they exist very, very quickly. Beatty is the deepest man here, which is a little bit odd. And new boy Kosoko plays it forward to Sinnott. And now Odo, it falls to Everett, who shoots from range. And the goalkeeper pushes it around the post. But that was a decent effort from Everett. And we've got another corner, and it's going to be Chadder coming across to hit that in-swing. Oh, where Sinnott, one of the other new boys, is lurking at the near post. It falls to Beatty. And now Everett, who lashes it in from the edge of the area again. I mean, he won the corner doing that from the other side. He got a proper hit on it from the right-hand side that time and has absolutely buried it into that top corner. A little critical of him pre-match. But he's just decided to demonstrate, yeah, there's nothing for you to criticise me for, boss. Look how good I am. Has that taken a deflection? Even if it has, it's non-league. No one can prove it. That is just an incredible goal. And that puts, I was going to say daylight, but Ascot scored presumably just at the same moment, so there's not actually any daylight between us and who's behind us, but we are still top of the table, and that's the important thing. Point clear of Ascot, best goal difference in the league as well. We are looking good. Who'd have thought that 4-4-2 would be the way to finally not be rubbish in non-league? I'm not entirely sure how much I put this down to the change in tactic of the 4-4-2 and how much it just goes down to having a proper goalkeeper. Obviously, having a proper goalkeeper is a massive, massive bonus. So it could just be that. Although, to be fair, we've used our wingers to quite good effect so far in this match. One of them has scored a screamer and the other one has just picked up an assist with just the most basic football goal you could ever see. Everett involved again, plays it out to Odo, who we were singing the praises of before the match. He runs it as far as he can and then just slides it across goal. And Beatty is there to tuck it home to make it 2-0. And we are looking very, very good at the moment. We are playing well. We are looking like a good side. Please, please, please let this be the year that we finally get promoted. This has been the slowest start form-wise to a Football Manager series I've ever been involved in. We need a couple of promotions now to just prove that I am the Football Manager genius that I've been telling you all for years. That I am. Bayliss has hit the crossbar. He's also picked up a knock as well. So Canerva will be coming on at half-time for him. And hopefully we'll continue his goal a game antics that he's been doing up to this point. But Rayners Lane trying to get a goal back before the half-time break. If we could stop them from doing that, that'd be super duper. And apparently we can't. We gave away a corner, so maybe we did stop them. I think Sinnott has thrown himself in front of that and deflected it wide for the corner. And now, probably with the final highlight of the half, the corner comes in. It's headed clear-ish. The highlight ends, and it wasn't the final highlight of the half, because now we have another corner from the other side. It's going to be an in-swinger to the near post, and who's headed that clear? That was a resounding header clear, but again, only clear-ish, and they do have that goal back just before half-time that we wanted to avoid them getting. I want to see this header again. I mean, that's a very good headed clearance from Turpin, but there's nobody there on the edge of the area to keep the ball. We clear it, but it just comes straight back at us. Does that even count as clearing? If you're just getting it straight back, we're just kicking it in front of us a bit momentarily. Right, we are going to bring on Canerva because of the knock that Josh Bayliss has picked up, a thigh injury for him, but it does mean Canerva gets 15 minutes to come on. 15 minutes, 45 minutes. There's 45 minutes in a football half, everybody. Little nugget of football wisdom for you there. There's two halves in a match as well. They add up to 90. There you go. Football facts with Kev. Turpin playing it forward to Franklin. What I was saying, Canerva obviously getting 45 minutes. He should, to maintain his average, score at least half a goal. Is that an assist? Is that what half a goal is? Either way, we should be good for something in this second half, and Canerva has been in fantastic form, and hopefully this is his breakout year. It's the final day to to order your shirts. Got to convince you all to get yourself a Canerva shirt. So we need a performance from him today. It's 2-2. In the space of 4 in-match minutes, we've thrown away a 2-goal lead here. I don't want to see the replay. It sickens me and does drag us right back into the mix with everyone else around us who all seem to be losing today as well. So we did have an opportunity to get a few points clear at the top of the table, which is a very welcome opportunity. But we just don't seem to be playing very well in the second half. It's like taking off Bayliss and replacing him with Canerva has ruined us, which is weird considering the form that Canerva has been in. Right, Franklin is going to come off for Sean Martin. Kosoko wants to be a more attacking midfielder, so let's move him a little bit further forward and make him more attacking, I guess. He's not really a... I mean, can you play a Mazzala in a 4-4-2? I never have. But where in the rules does it say you can't? If that's his preferred role, Sean Martin prefers to be the playmaker. Let's see if we can get something fancy out of Kosoko in the final 20 minutes of the match, playing in a slightly fancier role. I mean, it's non-league football. Nobody should be playing fancy roles like that. Final change, Russ Eddy's going to come on the left, and again, we're just going to hope that we can find a winner from somewhere. I mean, even with the scores as they are, we'll still be top of the league at the end of the match, looking at how everywhere else is going. But that's not consolidation. That's not a consolidation prize. I can English. That's a missed opportunity. We're a team trying to get promoted. If we can not win and still stay top, that means we should have pulled out a bigger gap. This is not. I mean, to be fair, looking at the XG. We're doing quite well to not be losing this game. We had a very good start to the game and then absolutely took our feet off the pedal. I'm not really sure why, but we have got away with it. We've picked up a draw. I mean, we'd have taken a draw going in. Like I say, they're a team that have been very good throughout the save, and going to their place and not losing is fine. But now we'd quite like to win the next match, especially because Indian Gymkhana Club are now 10 games unbeaten. I don't even know where they've suddenly appeared from. They were down in the league below. So they got promoted out of they've had back-to-back promotions, in fact. They've gone Middlesex County League to the Combined Counties League Division 1, which they won last year. And now they're going for a third promotion in a row. They're a good team. And they're in good form. They've not lost a game yet at this level. So when do we play them? That'll probably be Monday's episode when we go to their place. But for now, let's beat Broadfields United and at least keep ourselves top of the league. So Broadfields United are another team who are there or thereabouts at the moment towards the top of the league. I mean, Rayners Lane, as mentioned before, should be winning the league again this season. So it puts that result we've just had against them into some perspective, especially when you have a look at the Dream 11 and see we still don't have anybody in it. So we're doing incredibly well. Broadfields United are... So they were predicted 14th and they're currently just outside the playoffs, as Rayners Lane were going into the last game. But of course, we are at home in this one and we're bringing free scoring Anton Canerva back into the team. Plus his buddy Pierce comes in midfield as well to try and offer a little bit more creativity coming out of the midfield. I think it's... Logically, I think we talked about it on yesterday's episode or the day before. I think it was yesterday. It kind of makes sense when you're trying to get the wingers in play to not really worry too much about the central midfielders. And certainly at this level, you kind of bypass them, try and get the ball out wide and whip the crosses in. But I don't just want two warm bodies in central midfield. I need some creativity, some midfield spark. And that's something that we've often seen out of Pierce in the past. So let's get him in. He was asking for game time anyway, so we're going to give him some game time and hope that he doesn't get injured. Brilliant. 27 minutes he managed. I hadn't even finished the speech. We'll go back to exactly what we were doing before. Franklin can come back in and poor old Don Pierce cannot catch a break at the moment, and I don't know what Chad has done there. I mean, it's a bullet header. I mean, can we investigate him for match fixing? Because I can't imagine what he's even trying to do here. This just must be a Football Manager animation thing. Is he trying to head it wide? He had all the time in the world. I don't know why he would be. That was bonkers. We're demanding more. If after the form we've been in, we come into this match and we lose both games, I am going to be cross. I'm going to be very, very cross. Come on, boys. Do a football, for goodness sake. The Indian Gymkhana Club are now top of the league and problematic. I mean, they are doing a road to glory of their own, and they're doing it much more successfully than we are at the moment. And I think that they are going to pose a problem to us this season. But let's not worry about the problem they're going to pose this season. Broadfields are posing a problem to us today. We're 2 goals down at home. And what looked like a little bit of a wobble that was only the cups, so it didn't really matter, is now 4 games without a win in all competitions, and us in free fall heading down the league. We've had 2 players go off injured today. So that's not ideal. Sinnott can play left back, so he can go over there. Drakos can come on. 2 substitutions made before the half-time whistle. This does actually put Broadfields right up just 1 point behind us. So again, context-wise, they're a good team. And what we find is that a lot of the good teams, we're all capable of beating each other. But it's still no excuse. We need to not be rubbish. I'm flabbergasted about what I'm witnessing here. Rayners Lane winning again, so they're starting to move up the table as well. Everett with the free kick, it falls to Canerva, who side-footed that from 25 yards away. I don't even know what he's thinking. And then he's given up chasing back because I'm the striker. I'm not going to chase back. And it's left us under a huge amount of pressure here on this counter-attack. I am not amused. Banda keeps hold of that one, but after singing his praises, he's not covered himself with glory today. Chadder, his own goal was so bonkers that he's faked an injury just to get off the pitch, to get the stick off of him. It does look like the Indian Gymkhana Club are now losing as well, though, at home to Welling. So we could end up, after 1 point in an episode, somehow still being top of the league, which does make this league look like it's there for the taking this year. We're going to take off Canerva. He's been rubbish. Bayliss can come on and just do something. Won't somebody do something? Should we push the wingers forward? Do we think that's going to make a difference? Probably not. But, you know, we've got to do something to try and get ourselves back into this game with 15 minutes to go. Right, Everett wins the ball back, gives it to Bayliss. We've got a 3-on-3 here if we can act quickly. Bayliss gives it to Odo, who was really good in the previous match. Not really seeing anything of him today, but he slides that across to Beattie, who flicks it onto Bayliss. I mean, it looked offside when Beattie touched the ball onto Bayliss, but I think we've got away with it. Let's have a look at it from the other angle, but this is much more like it. Odo involved again. He's only 16. He's going to be a good one for us. And it's not actually Beattie who gets the touch. It's the Broadfields defender. That's why we've got away with that. And it's now 1 goal needed, 15 minutes to go. Come on, boys. We're going very attacking now. Can we grab an equaliser? I mean, unlike what we saw in the previous game, XG-wise, we deserve it. We're the ones being mugged today. But can we at least grab an equaliser? I mean, we're still top of the league, so at least Indian Gymkhana Club are losing as well. They're not going to just be having an invincible season and being relentless. But Gray plays it over the top to Odo. All our best moves seem to come through him. Cross comes in looking for Everett, who can't really direct his header anywhere. He's just headed it straight forward in front of him relatively tamely. And we're into the 92nd of 94 minutes. And strangely, their goalkeeper is just keeping hold of the ball and doesn't seem too keen to get the match back underway. Franklin should be doing better there as the ball-winning midfielder to not let that just come straight through him the way he did. And it's back with Banda, who lumps it forward for the flick-on of Beattie, who nods it down to Franklin. And now Bayliss, who's already got one after coming off the bench. Oh, I thought he'd grabbed another. I think that's a corner. Are we going to push Banda forward? We have. Banda has gone forward for the corner. We're on very attacking. Corner comes in. Sinnott gets the header onto it. But no, doesn't really work out. Surely if you're going to put the keeper forward, aim for the keeper. But we have, unfortunately, lost. But I think we're still top of the league. So that makes it all okay. Oh, what a strange episode that was. Okay, so Monday's episode, we will absolutely be playing Indian Gymkhana Club just to see what all the fuss is about, and hopefully we'll still be top of the league then. In the meantime, don't forget to order your shirts. I mean, it's even worse than no wins in 4. It's 1 win in 7 in all competitions. Maybe this new tactic isn't all it's cracked up to be. Bring back the diamond, boys and girls. Order your shirts. Links in the description. If you enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.